Welcome everybody to another X2P episode right here on Square to Charge. I'm your host, Janinjuice, aka Johnny, and I am joined by Bobbledink.
Hello YouTube watchers, it's your boy Bobbledink here.
Lucas B.
Hello everybody, it's Lucas B.
And
Bolton.
and
B. Alton.
Bolton, I don't know.
Oh! Sorry.
And we're also joined by the Kiwi Dragon.
Hello once more.
And welcome everybody to the final episode of X2P in Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, Gateway to Glimmer, Tondimino Swords. And we are going to start this episode by going into Mystic Marsh.
Isn't that also Spyro X Sparks? So X2P. So like, conspiracy time.
Shoot, I'm being I'm being exposed for like a fraud or something. I don't know my Spyro 2 Japanese.
Do those guys have legs, or are they just floating legless?
I'm gonna say they probably have no legs for some reason.
Wow.
I have no idea. We'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah.
Find out after these.
They have no legs.
Maybe they have very small.
I saw no feet.
Maybe they have
Don't
very.
even have a body.
Maybe they have very small bodies. Yeah, I was going to say that.
Hey mate, can you just float so we can look under your skirt?
Yeah.
Maybe they're just heads that are small.
Is that an onion? Oh, that was oddish with smoke coming out of it.
Okay, so we're greeted into a forest. Well, a marsh to be specific. This is called Mystic Marsh after all. So let's get some more info for this level.
Things just aren't the same since our magic fountain shut off. It sure would help if you could find out what evil force is behind this disaster.
All right. Evil forces behind the disaster.
This has been a disaster. Anybody who knows, like the YouTuber, I cannot say his name, Lila, or something like that, Lila, he did a 50 oddities of Spyro 2 series. It's quite infamous.
Yeah.
Crystal Fisher just did a recreation of it recently, and somebody did a video about the guy's story online. Anyway, like, he always kept going about how the jump in Mystic Marsh is so hard. It's not as hard as the jump because it's like some double jump you do to get on top of the level.
Although he calls it charge jump, interesting, which makes me wonder when we started using double jump, because like it really isn't a double jump, like, you know, in the traditional sense.
It is more neutral charge jump. I'm sorry to say to people.
I think Garion is correct on this one. Yeah.
Yes.
Garion being well, actually no, he was in 99 SC. And in the Versus Voyage we did of this game, so he's not unknown on this channel.
No, he isn't.
Just not been around for a while. But if you're watching Garion, we love you, man.
Yeah.
Join a supercharge anytime. You're welcome.
Speaking of like the 50 oddities though, Crystal Fisher has released a video of like a tribute to that video.
I just referenced that actually.
Okay.
Enough.
I didn't hear that part, sorry.
And also, like,
Speaking of guys,
Magic
speaking of 50 oddities, I believe Crystal Fisher might have done a tribute video to that of some description on his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think I just mentioned that actually. I can't remember.
that was sincere. That was very sincere. That didn't feel scripted at all.
That's the thing
That's
about.
to imply that anything of this series has been scripted, mate. Like.
That's the thing about Bobbledink here. He makes everything seem so natural, and possibly maybe because of his theatre background, that comes naturally to him.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's
If you could tell the casting directors that and get me some work, that would be much obliged. But thank you. No, I appreciate that. I do like bantering and being silly.
I can tell that when you are like in your 80s, you will be like in like some sort of production, and you'll say things that aren't part of the script, but they sound like they are.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love
always-
to get to that. I mean, I'd love to still be 80 and feel like there's stuff to look forward to in life. Like, that's the big hope, you know. I don't want to feel like, you know, life has an expiration date, and once you pass a certain age.
Once you get to 80, you're just shit in the bed all day. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, I mean, it's funny, but like, you know, I have friends and myself, obviously, you know, like we're not getting any younger. We're in our later 20s, and some of them, I think, are dreading the big 30, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, good for them.
It's a number. I mean, you know, my mum's turning
3-1. No, sorry, 3-0. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. You will be 3-1 next year, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was right.
I might well be coming out to visit on your 31st birthday, actually, Lucas. So stay tuned for a vlog on that meetup, guys.
If you were in Japan, Lucas, I believe this is a thing. I'm not too sure, but because this ice cream store is actually in other parts of the world as well, maybe. I think there is even one in London. Not too sure. But anyway, like if you go to Baskin Robbins 31 ice cream, I think they'll give you like a discount or a free ice cream because you're 31.
Really?
Does that only apply on your 31st birthday?
Well, when you like you can't like there's an application for this
What
ice
is he
cream shop
doing? It's just hello.
over here. Help!
Where is eyes?
SOS. Oh look, there's a Lego
That's,
brick. There's a Lego brick in his pan.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. Oh, what is it? It's not Duplo. It was something else. Like some
Playmobil?
block I used to. Playmobil. Yes, he looks like a Playmobil. Like his
does look a bit
face,
like a
his
Playmobil, doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Shout
like
out.
he's a Playmobil.
Shoutouts to the
well, I can't
Playmobil
wait.
movie.
I can't wait till I can go to Baskin Robbins and get a discount. That sort of thing. Sounds good.
I can't wait to host the Playmobil tournament on the channel. I think it's called Playmobil Pillage. And it's going to include the entire Playmobil video game library.
It does look a bit
Playmobilia.
like, you know, a Polly Pocket figure.
Oh,
or
actually, I
something
like that better, Playmobilia. I actually hope there are Playmobil video games now, just for that title
Playmobil.
alone.
Oh yeah, he does look like somebody from Playmobil. I just remembered what that is.
Yeah!
Mm,
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it unlocked a core memory. You know, a
That
bit
was
like that
kind
film
of
Inside
mad
Out
myself.
2 that's coming out next year.
Oh yes, yes. Actually, you know, I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh shoot!
Ah,
I thought I could catch him like that. That's not actually a bad a bad plan.
is that a bit of a speed strat there? You know that's not allowed.
That's
Hey,
alright.
I'm just using the tools the game's given me.
It's last day of school, you know, I won't tell. Like, it's like,
What?
what the hey, we can all eat donuts and go home half an hour early.
Yeah, that way it's not going to do.
Playmobil video
All right.
games. Oh my goodness.
This is probably one of the most.
There are
important ones.
Playmobil video games.
Really?
That doesn't surprise me.
Playmobil Interactive is a brand name used by Giobra Brandstatter GmbH for releasing video game software, DVDs, and apps featuring Playmobil themes.
Why does he keep? I think you've gotten backwards. You know.
Yeah.
To be fair, there aren't
Um,
that many.
But Playmobil games. There's also not that many of these kangaroos either.
Alex builds his farm. 1999. Laura's Happy Adventures. Hike
Alright.
the Time Quest. Rescue from Rock Castle. The Big Treasure Hunt. Playmobil Alarm. I think we'll need to get abandonware for a lot of this. Playmobil Constructors. Playmobil Knights 2009 for the Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
Playmobil Pirates 2009 for the Nintendo DS. I'm not sure if this is like a film or an interactive DVD, but Playmobil The Secret of Pirate Island for DVD. Playmobil Circus 2009 for the Wii. Playmobil Top Agent 2010 for the DS. And then these last four are all for iOS. Playmobil Pirates, Playmobil Princess, Playmobil Luxus Villa, and Playmobil Knights. So, all I'm saying is Playmobilia. Anyone?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yes. Yes.
It will-
one guy. That one guy over there.
There is a fan of these games out there somewhere, and he will thank us for doing them.
That one Playmobil video game fan who'll come in and view all the videos, probably.
Yeah. And be like, do more Playmobil games, and we're all like, no.
You've already
Yeah.
predicted the inevitable. You got that like really easily, man. Jesus.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's
Are you
how
a
it
speed
is.
runner?
First one was a nightmare, but that one was
No.
alright.
I can't stress this enough. I'm not a speedrunner.
You unintentionally did a speedrun strat though. You charged and then flamed. That's
That's a speedrun strat. I thought that's how you're supposed to do it. Or at least that's what.
you kind of did it in a very strategic way, but it's not like
Reminds-
you're not cheating or anything though.
See, there was a time that I played like a Looney Tunes themed video game. This was like ages ago for another channel. But I remember Lucas was on that call, and there was
Yeah.
like a section where I did a skip, and Lucas got really annoyed because he was like, "That's not how you're supposed to do it," and I'm like, "But it worked, didn't it?" You know?
Yeah, you jumped on a weight and went over to another platform. That was right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
That's
apparently
really
you're meant to like go to the top of the like canyon and like get in a cannon or something. And
I think I got annoyed because it's really hard to do as well.
I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Yeah. Yeah, I think it took me like 3 or 4 attempts and then I did it. So it was like, you know, I don't even have to
Yeah.
try to be good at games. I just. Also, what are these guys? Are they platypi? Are they kangaroos? Like,
I think they're
what are they?
kangaroos, actually. Yeah.
Precursor to Sheila. Are they wearing bras?
I think they're
Or is
they're
that-
supposed to be
They're
flying
close.
squirrels.
Oh, waistcoats.
Actually, yeah, flying squirrels. That makes more sense because I never like make sense of what they were wearing. But actually, yeah, that does.
Yeah, they
explain
have
it.
they have like
the
gliders
flat
underneath
skin.
their arms.
Yeah.
See, why don't we do a speedway race with these in Spyro 3? That would have been so cool.
Wahoo! I'm back in business. Here, young dragon friend, take this. It's museum quality, but you deserve it.
Wow, Playmobil Pirates has aged pretty well.
Okay, cool. 62 orbs.
62.
So, as this is the last episode of X2P, and again, we haven't really touched upon this with everybody. We've only touched upon it up to now with Lucas and Bobbleding. So, instead of like talking about myself, let's talk about Kiwi. So if you'd like to answer the question, Kiwi, what does Spyro mean to you and how did you get introduced to this dragon? I didn't think we've asked you, have we?
I have no idea. I feel like you might have, but I'm happy to say again.
I'm kind of feeling like maybe so.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, well, say it again.
Perfectly useless without my
I
box
don't know how
pencil,
Kiwi got
and
into
I
it.
seem
I'm
to have
interested.
lost it. I do have the same
So,
egg.
In terms of what it means to me, I mean, it obviously means a great deal. I mean, I make YouTube videos about Crash and Spyro as well. Probably more so Crash, like these days. Well, I say these days, yeah. On a bit of a break at the moment, but yeah. So I'd say he still means.
Sorry, did not know my phone volume was on.
That's all right.
Not that your story's disinteresting. I just had a notification and then boom, TikTok. So I apologise.
No, that's all right.
I apologise. My unprofessionality. Go on.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it obviously means a lot because I make YouTube videos about Crash and Spyro. But yeah, no, in terms of how I started out, I started out with I'd watched my cousin play these games at his house because my cousin, his parents were divorced, and so, basically my cousin had every PlayStation 1, 2 game that you'd ever want really, and he had all the Spyros, all the Crash games, all that sort of thing. So I'd go around at his place, he would show me how to play Spyro. More Crash than Spyro, I dare say, but Spyro was still played enough for me to remember. But I also remember then years, I don't say years later, but maybe about a year later, I got a Game Boy Advance when I was going into hospital at the time because I was having surgery for removal of my tonsils. Because I was one of those kids who needed to have his tonsils removed because I couldn't eat or anything. And I was given a GBA, and one of the games that came with that GBA was Spyro Season of Ice. So I remember, playing that before the surgery. I remember waking up from surgery and playing that because I remember having this distinct memory of. It's probably one of the earliest memories I've got, actually, is I remember waking up from the surgery. My mum's sitting next to me on my left-hand side, and then in the hospital room walks in my aunt, because my aunt worked in the same hospital. I think she still works there to this day. But yeah, I just woken up from the surgery, and my aunt's asking me how I am, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm doing well, and at the same time, I'm just playing away at this little Spyro GBA game. Just really heavily, intently focused on that, I remember. But yeah, so years later, I'd start picking up Spyro games again on PS3 because PS3 had the emulated versions in the PSN store, so I bought those. I'd go and play those from time to time. And then I didn't really do tremendously much more else with Spyro for a couple of years, but then I moved in with my partner Kat, who many of you will probably know by this point. And at the same time I was moving in, her roommate and her best mate Simone was moving out, and Simone is also a huge Crash and Spyro fan, and we were talking about how how much we enjoyed the Insane trilogy at the time, because this was mid 2018. Now somehow I'd managed to evade any news of this, but she told me, she's like, there's a Spyro remake coming. I was like, wait, what? Of the trilogy? And she's like, yeah, of Reignited. Not of Reignited. I don't think we... Do we know the name by that point? I have no idea. But of the original trilogy. So she's like, yeah, it's the original trilogy getting remade. It's the Reignited trilogy or whatever. And I said, okay, cool. And I know we must have known the name because she showed me the trailer. That's what it was. And I was like, man, how did I miss that? And so, I started, watching people's reactions to this sort of thing. And that sort of, led into me discovering, more Spyro. Because I remember my cousin playing games like the original trilogy, and then also playing the Enter the Dragonfly. I remember him playing that one. I didn't really like that one at the time, and I still don't. He may have played a Hero's Tale around me. I don't think it left an impression on me though, because I remember playing Hero's Tale years later and sort of remembering certain bits, but then sort of not remembering it. But yeah, so basically, it was pretty much my exposure to the Spyro games was GBA cartridge and playing them on PlayStation with my cousin, and then buying them on PSN, getting the Spyro remake, playing that, and then I think it was just before lockdown a few years ago. I had a real desire to try and play, back in the COVID era, real desire to try and play every Spyro game out there, at least of the original run anyway. So, I sought out, Enter the Dragonfly, A Hero's Tale, Season of Flame, Attack of the Rhinox, Spyro Orange, God help me, and even Spyro bloody Shadow Legacy. So I saw all of those out. I played them all during the lockdown. And I was gonna probably play Legend, but I never really got around to it. That was another one actually I remember my cousin showing was the Legend stuff in later years, because he was like, "Oh, this is really cool," and I didn't really vibe with the Legend stuff. But yeah, so basically that's my how I came to know Spyro was basically through family and basically through watching my cousin Josh play it. Yeah, and I don't think he's got that collection anymore because he works in a he works for his dad's business, big old motorcycle emporium, largest motorcycle emporium in all of Europe. So yeah, I think he's a bit busy playing Spyro these days. But part of me thinks maybe if he knew that I was still going at it, he would be like, "Oh, that's cool." Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
That's an awesome story, man.
I remember being at some of those live streams as well, because that's, I think, how weirdly how I think you and I became friends, and then you ended up here with us doing this. So
as I say, I didn't really play many of the Spyro stuff in the live stream because way back then I had, technical limitations. So it was basically limited to, I think it was Spyro trilogy, and then I was also playing Reignited on capture card, but that was real early stuff. I think you came in when I was doing the
community mod.
Yeah, the community mod. That's right. When what was his name?
Luke Mania Studios.
Luke Mania Studios. That's right. Basically, turned around and threw a whole bunch of people into this mod and renamed all the dragons after us.
Not gonna lie, discovered a lot of people through that mod because Gloomy Laura really took off because of that mod. I obviously became friends with you, and you eventually ended up here with us. So, like in many sense, like I think the community does owe a big debt of thanks to Luke Mania Studios for
sure,
doing that, and I guess stoking the love of the dragon as well. Yeah, it's a really cool story. Anyway,
that is a cool story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
I wanted to say that's why the live streams mean a lot to me as well, because that's why we're friends.
That's nice. Well, on that note, we are in front of Ripto's arena, and we are greeted with a door. The door has some text on it. It looks like it says NDA or NCA if you're looking at it the other way around. So like non-disclosure agreement.
I have a video essay that I've been cooking up for, well, I've not worked on it for a while, but I am, working on kind of my theories behind like who it's referring to. Because I think at one point it says, is it Oliver Wade, or it's some crew members like young sort of kid or whatever, and it's kind of like a nod to them. But I'm also like thinking the canonical in-universe reason, because there's no one with that name, so I can assume they're like referring to some ancient mystical figure or like a god or whatever. And then it really brings forward the purpose of, like, can God be sort of like this immaterial, all-knowing creator? So in a sense, are like Insomniac games God of the Spyro universe, because they're kind of outside of this universe, but the cause of it, So
when I'm looking at this, I just thought of a theory on my own. a possible theory, and it's this is where Ripto is. So maybe he built this door himself, and the NDA means no dragons Avalar. Possibly.
Oh, possibly.
Nice.
That's just what I thought of on the spot anyway. But let's
Yeah,
talk to
I didn't
Laura.
even notice it had writing on the door, to be honest.
Defeat of Ripto
Until
is only
you
moments
pointed
away,
it out.
right? Right? Well, anyway, good luck. He's right through this door.
Gotcha. Right through this door. The home stretch, guys.
Take us home, Johnny.
Let's go. Let's
There we
listen
go.
to
Final battle time.
Ripto.
Can't even get his aim right for sheep, let alone dragons.
Hey, Shorty. Maybe I can help.
What? You again?
Yup. If you want to test that power crystal, why don't you try it on me? I'll stand still. I promise.
I like that idea. Dragon, you've just sealed your fate!
Here we go.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't stand still.
For some reason, this has felt like a long time coming.
Spyro, we want to
Yeah.
help you fight Ripto. Elora is
So it
using
kind
the
of
orbs you
perfectly
collected to store power-up
what it was
energy.
like playing
Hunter
this
will
as a
throw
kid,
the
though.
powered-up orbs to you as
Because
they
you
become
sort of
ready.
pick it up,
Even as
and
we
then
speak,
it would
the
take years
professor
for you
is
to complete
experimenting
all the
with new
levels
forms
and
of
get to
power-up
the end.
energy,
So it is
so you'll
that
soon have abilities that no one has
satisfaction
ever
building
seen
of-
before.
I think it took me months, but like,
All right, okay, fair enough. Bobberdink left the chat. That's how it is. Like,
I just
mean-
gotta say, like,
I
he's
mean,
very
Crash
polite
Bandicoot 1 took
standing
me
there.
years to beat though, so I get what you mean, but yeah.
yeah.
Crash 1
Well, he's nothing if not gentlemanly.
Wait, is this a strategy? Just wait for Hunter to drop the orbs?
It's certainly a way of doing it.
I'm curious to wait a hot minute just to see how many orbs I can get.
Before.
Let's
I mean,
see,
if there's more than
does he drop
in
any
this
more?
game to rip off, like,
Does he drop any more?
Alas, I think this might be at the mercy of the RNG.
Okay, I think
I
that's
think
it.
this is yeah. Oh! Ooh! Add that to the list of guttural noises.
No! It's a hard skill point to get though, this one, because you have to go for 3
Ah, yeah.
phases.
Shoot.
Oh, I forgot this was a skill point. Yeah.
Shall I quit now?
Nah.
Nah,
We can
just-
do some You can do some creative editing. What's this Wii, Bobberdink?
Yeah,
By
I
creative editing,
have,
you mean just
I have an
like,
idea for it. Ow.
What? Is that idea get Midnight Heart to edit everything?
No. Oh, he's cooking
I
my
don't know.
tushy.
I don't actually know if she can edit. I'd like to see her try though. It would be. I mean, she hosted a race, so you know. I think it'd be cool to give her a chance to do it.
That's interesting. That, oh, that attack's not nice. It's rather.
And he
It's
just
actually
stands
probably
there.
worth attack, to be honest. And it's your worst attack too, fun enough, because it never fucking hits
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a bit
it's
of a
funny, like,
annoying.
I sort of wonder if that horn's a bit like a warp on his head, because you look at, like, sort of the colours around it, and it doesn't look too healthy. Like, it looks a bit more like a growth than a horn, you know?
Oh, Ripto, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Gross.
happens when
I've thought of it
you're a
like
wee
that.
evil. That's what happens when you're a wee evil shit, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's the new canonical thing. Like he just had a splinter, and that's what
It's
made
kind
him
of-
react.
It's kind of funny how he became the main villain of the series, honestly.
So I don't even
Like-
think he's like that good a villain. Like you know, He has a good boss fight, sure, but like, no, just
good in case he's not here.
Would you disagree with that?
Vehemently.
I look forward to the meme.
Personally, I like Ripto a lot. I think the sorceress in terms
I hate dragons!
I like his personality. I think the sorceress
that is his personality.
Significant. Like there was more of a purpose, I feel like, to the sorceress.
Yeah.
To Ripto. Ripto was just.
I mean, Ripto's entertaining, so like, you know, I don't think in a game like this it has to necessarily be like a
because I think,
you know, proper villain motive and all that kind of stuff.
Like, it's probably more entertaining to me than the sorceress, but overall, like, the sorceress like made more sense in terms of like the story that they were going for. Stuff.
In terms of the story, in terms of the scale of threat and everything,
you got to see you got to hear about what she was doing in levels and stuff, and I thought that was great improvement.
I feel like there was more uniformity to sort of like, you know, the sorceress's threat within the levels and stuff as well, I think.
Yeah, I think the sorceress probably got the kind of ideas that they probably wanted to use with Ripto in this game. That's the feeling I get.
Yeah.
Because there is some little references here and there to like things that he may have done in this game. Like the water workers in Aquaria Towers, for example. I'm pretty sure in the original draft it's shown that he was the one that Ripto was the one that actually cut off the water there. I would have loved that if that was in this game. I mean,
I do love that you get a second sorceress fight though, even if that second fight is not great.
Best, I know, I do like that too,
because it's sort of, I mean, it's just one of those things like, you know, you defeat her, then you see the arm come up and then it cuts away, and like that's really cool. But yeah, I do remember being disappointed with the content of that fight, but then given that Insomniac had, like, I think the space of 7 months to essentially build another game from scratch, I can forgive them for reusing assets here and there. Like,
it's kind of funny, people get all up in arms when they see that, like, he came back in the Dragonfly, like, after being burned alive, but they never, like, seem to ever care about the fact that the sorceress got burned alive in her own game.
Yeah.
Came back in the Super Bonus round. Even Bianca goes, somehow she managed to survive, you know?
Yeah. Somehow Palpatine returned. Like,
that's exactly what that's like.
Roll credits.
Bowser seems to do
GG's.
Yeah. Finally made it to the end.
Well, it's not over yet.
Wait, did that jewel just go into the whole book?
Yeah. It's a
Are we just
jewel
gonna see a
encrusted
massive
guidebook
jewel
now.
on every page? Like,
I don't think we can ever thank you enough, Spyro.
No, it ends up being the Stone Point book.
You have to go now?
Yeah, I'd bet
we all
I'll
know
be
what
missing you and
happened there when Spyro like jerked back.
I need it more than ever
Yeah.
now.
Before you go,
It's like Buzz Lightyear's
Moneybags
wings
has
popping out
something he wants to give
when he
you.
watches Jesse. It's that same energy.
Funny that, because I thought he did get Woody.
Spyro, Moneybags is very sorry that he made you pay so much on your way through Avalon.
I mean, I
We
am
want you to keep the gems as a
team
reward
Buzz and
for
Woody.
helping us.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah,
Sparks,
same.
can you grab him?
Yeah, it's nice.
There's something going on there, like, you know.
Just type in the
There's
new
a snake in
coordinates.
Bribery.
his book.
Don't come back.
Spyro, you can now go to Dragon Shores. Hey, why don't you guys
I
come
still
with
have
me?
to
I bet you
activate
could
the
use a
portal, you
holiday.
can't
I'm
just
afraid we
open
can't,
it.
Spyro.
See,
Ripto
were
may have gone, but he
portals,
caused
like,
a lot of damage during his short stay.
are
We'll be cleaning up for
technologically
weeks.
driven in
Just
this
remember,
realm,
though, that you can always get
whereas
back
in the
to Avalon
Dragon
from
realms and the
Shores if you
Forgotten
wanna
realms,
visit.
they seem
Well,
to be powered
okay.
more by
Come
magic.
On, Sparks. We've got a lot of vacation to catch up on.
Evidently, it's taken a lot of
I think I prefer it
energy
being-
to Britain to open up the super portal because Robotica Farms isn't working anymore.
I prefer it
Yeah.
being magic though, because
And here we are.
technology's a bit daunting, you know. But I guess
Yeah.
if you want to talk about
Skip.
Oh, I was gonna
Spiral
talk
through.
about all the names and like make funny backstories about them, but okay.
Oh, whoops.
Spyro 2 might be the most realistic game if you can consider technology.
To be honest,
a thing.
I wasn't. To be honest, I didn't know we we could skip it. I was just pushing button. I was like, oh, you can skip it. Wow.
Yeah, 'cause you
Unlike
can't-
Spyro 1, you can skip it.
Yeah, you can't pick
Well,
up in Spyro 1 to the dismay of all speedrunners.
Well, that's the whole game. There's nothing else to see, so I guess we should just talk to this guy and then sign off, right?
Well done, Spyro. Step right on into
Denials.
Dragon Shores Park.
I'm not used to doing this without skipping
Dragon
over
Shores
the wall.
Park.
Whoa, there's a
By the
door
way,
there?
If you
Yeah,
win
there
10
is.
tokens, you can visit our theater.
Wow.
Visit our
You can
theater.
die in these.
Does he say anything else?
Try to
Probably.
win tokens.
I win tokens in the attractions. If you win 10, you can visit the famous Dragon Shores Theatre.
I like he's hearing this call.
I really loved this idea when I was a kid. Like, oh, this is a new place. But it didn't really disappoint me at all to see that it's just a bunch of mini games.
Spyro, and take a look at
Rather,
what we
it
got
was
for you
felt
in
like
the
a
it's,
nice,
it's a
relaxing
grassy
thing.
area. It's not even a
You'll find
beach.
some of the most
Yeah.
vicious
I like
creatures you've
that
ever
you get
seen.
something for your troubles, but at the same time, though, like,
Here's a
um,
baseball that spits
it's kind of
sparkles
annoying
and
how
aim. Shoot at the target
really
and
hard to
watch as
turn the
terrifying
fireball off when you
creatures
start a
fall
new
into the
game.
water below. But don't worry, you won't hurt them.
like, I get like it was New Game Plus, but I really think
I
it should
don't
have-
like having the fireball throughout the game, though.
No,
because-
it's not good.
Yeah, it has a narrower field, like a narrower hitbox as well.
That was pretty funny, wasn't it? Take this token for
Like
being
once
such
you
a
get
good
used to
shot.
playing with the normal flame, just the super flame just isn't as fun to play with.
Have another shot if you want,
Yeah.
kid.
I still
and-
stand by like. Sorry, go on.
It's more convenient for certain things, you know, but like it's also inconvenient for many others.
There's no challenge to
It's
these mini
pretty
games, really, is there? You
easy,
can
isn't
just
it?
do
Have
whatever the
another
hell
one
you
of
want.
these tokens.
It should be. Are you saying that it should be Crash Bash
Have
levels of
another
difficulty?
shot
here?
if you want, kid.
Yes.
I'm saying it should be Spyro 3 levels of difficulty because those
it's
mini
okay,
games in the
yeah,
super
like-
bonus round,
Super bonus round was
especially the snowboarding, that one's brutal.
How far
it's
can I
actually
go?
tricky.
I want to see
Yeah,
how far can I go.
actually, stuff like that is probably why I do prefer Spyro 3 overall.
Yeah. I mean, look, the thing is, right, people call this like, you know, oh, it's meant to be a reward for your efforts, but like, I think the best reward, like, that would honor the game is like, you know, giving the player some challenge or like a new challenge to overcome, you know.
But
You think the game's over, but actually, hey, there's all these new obstacles now.
it's ironically more challenging trying to skip into this area than it is the area itself.
Yeah. I mean, the cameos from all the NPCs throughout the game are quite nice to see.
Yeah.
I will give it that. That's really cool. It's just a bit of a, hey, remember this? You know?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Where
It
do
is
they
nice.
go?
Wow,
It is
you
nice that
really
the
are a
enemies come
great
back in
shot.
this way.
Take this. It's my last token.
It's not like the Wrath of Cortex type of way. It's a better way of doing that.
It's like some Willy Wonka shit, though, where they just
Yeah.
Have another
drown
shot
down,
if you want,
you
kid.
know. It's like Augustus Gloop drowning in the chocolate lake, you know. It's
The
just,
fact
oh,
this is better than
hello.
Wrath of Cortex
this?
is sad thing indeed.
new level? Oh, it's just a
New level!
Power up.
Oh, it's 10,000
No.
gems. I thought it was 6.
Ah,
Oh, they forgot to put the portal there. That must be it.
I thought your controller got stuck for a minute.
ooh.
Wait, so why did they even give you baseballs if you can just use the fireball?
Yeah. True.
Good shot.
Good shot!
It's like, it's only there. It's there if you want
Now,
to
if
use
this
it.
fireball was true, it would break this glass.
Yeah.
See, I'm still
Uh,
disappointed they didn't give us an extra level with that,
Let's
you
look at
know,
this.
power-up gate to,
Now,
you know, like, custom the power-up. Yeah. Go on.
Now, shoutouts to Kadikarus on this part and his recent Spyro video.
You pay no money down and make no monthly payments. In return, I'll
Who's
give you one
Kadikarus?
token. One is all I can give, but you can ride as many times as you'd like.
This game teaches us
Hop aboard, my
that
friend.
we can love whoever we want.
That's a joke, right? You do know who Kadikarus is, don't you, Roger?
No, he's not known on Square to charge, so I just,
Oh.
You can get
I'm
married,
asking
you
for the
can love
benefit of our
old
audience.
people.
Oh.
You can have a threesome if you want.
You can love monks and...
You can love your brother and
Yeah.
sister. Wait, what? You can love animals.
Super special.
No.
You can love a dragon.
As promised, here's your one
That is
token.
the
When
most
you have
pointless
10,
thing I've ever
try
seen.
visiting the Dragon Shores Theater.
I do like it.
I'm visiting the Dragon Shore Theater. Listen here.
If only we saw Marcus
Wow.
in this sport of love.
Yeah, if we go again, that the couples they do change, which is a nice thing.
I do love sending Marcus, videos of like female.
You can love children. Wait, what?
New girl for you, Marcus. You know.
That escalated quickly.
You can love a monk and a woman.
And brother and sister again. And
God,
crossbreeds.
that's
Here we go.
That's
Interspecies.
so wrong.
Dicks, eh, Spyro? You've already
Well,
got your token.
incest
Come
as
back
well,
anytime,
technically.
though.
What's incest?
The brother and the sister. Are
I mean,
Hiya,
there's more
Spyro.
than one
I
kind
hear
of
you're a
love,
pretty
though,
good
right?
shot. How'd
Like,
you like to
you
try
can
my
have
shooting
brotherly and
gallery?
sisterly love. You can have friend.
Exactly. Just look at Frozen.
I mean, no. Sorry, I love that.
Okay, I'll set the timer.
Yes. No. Sorry.
But the thing is, like, it just feels like a romantic poem.
It's like, I love you, Lucas, but I don't want to. I don't love you like that sort of thing.
I love you like a
Well,
brother.
I'm not going on the boat. I'm not
Nice
going on the
shooting.
boat.
Here's a token.
But I know what you mean.
Ready
Yeah.
It's more
for
of
the
a
next
boat.
round?
A log flume, I guess. That would be cool, like a
Okay,
tunnel
I'll
of
set
love
the
log
timer for
flume
you.
ride at a theme park. We should make that a thing.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea, actually.
Like, you go through it and you think, oh, lovely, especially Valentine's Day, build it up, and then, oh, we're climbing up a hill, and then, wow, and then they will get soaked at the end,
Ready for the
I
next
mean, that's the
round?
thing, like, I think this level could have benefited from having more things like
Okay,
that,
I'll
you know?
set the timer for you.
I was thinking that instead of like a theme park,
Maybe
like
some
this,
skateboarding.
like maybe add some like different portals to this place, where it takes you to different attractions, all different kinds of attractions, and it would have been neat if like there was a multiplayer feature.
I think, like, Roger playing these games backwards really messed with his head.
Can you imagine though if they did
Right.
Ice Hockey 2 player in this game? Like you go
Ice
to Dragon
Hockey 2
Shores, you go to Dragon Shores, and you get to go to this other portal where it takes you to a bigger ice rink, and you can challenge a second
Wanna
player.
try again?
Yeah, I know, like,
Done it
ice
3
hockey gets
times,
kind of
so
a
don't
bad
need to do
rap,
it
but it's
anymore.
actually... Ice hockey's actually kind of fun when you know what you're doing. Actually.
Welcome
I like
to
cat
the
hockey
Dragon
as well.
Shores coaster. Here at the
Yeah, it's not
shores,
too
we
bad.
don't just ride
It's
them.
not awful,
If you
to
can
be honest,
pop
that
all
one.
the balloons on the track, a
Not from
token
an
is
animal
waiting for
cruelty
you.
standpoint,
Ready
but
to
from a
ride?
fun
yeah.
to play standpoint.
Watch out for the
It's
other
challenging
coasters
as well.
out there. It's a
I'm just
crowded
saying in
track
case,
today.
like, Earthling Ed or Joey Carbstrong are watching this by pure chance, Because of course they will be. This is awesome. Our content's all.
This one. Oh, sorry for cutting through there, but I just thought I'd point that out. This is
I wasn't making any valid point, Lucas. It's fine. You can cut through as much as you want.
But this one's easy, but like the other ones afterwards are like dead.
Yeah.
You
It gets a
can't
little
just
bit
play it well in.
Woo!
Good
That
Especially-
gets
job,
difficult,
Dragon.
but you did that
Here's
quite
a token for
seamlessly.
you.
Yeah, but you didn't get hit.
Well, that's the easy one.
All right, I'll flip this switch and now you can ride more tracks.
Did anyone
See
else
if you
see
can
like
pop
the
the balloons
Epic
on
movie?
these tracks too.
The what movie?
Where the characters, the Epic movie.
Watch out for the other coasters
It like
out there.
parodies a bunch of very specific
thought-
like 2000s
yeah.
fantasy films. But the characters go to Narnia, but it's spelt with a G in front. So
Okay.
You have so.
I thought it was. I thought the Epic movie was based off Fern Gully.
no.
Okay. I was
I think we're
misled.
thinking of 2 different films.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
It's more like a scary movie kind of thing.
I think I think I have the DVD somewhere, so we should like do a watch party of it sometime.
That'll be cool.
Just
Yeah, we should
prepare
do
to
more
have
of
your
them.
Renaissance. Yeah.
Here we go.
I'll end
That'd
the
be a
sentence
long
there.
time ago.
That was actually really cool. I do love that camera angle as well.
Yeah, Spyro
Yeah.
clinching onto the cart with his claws.
It reminds me.
Ah!
Oh!
It's the
Ow,
closest
it
this
there.
game gets to Sonic the Hedgehog as well, because that's kind of like the loop-de-loops.
I was gonna say it reminds me of like Pokemon Black and White, like the DS games, when you go over the Sky Arrow Bridge.
Oh
and, like,
yeah.
on the Ferris wheel in Nimbasa City.
Hmm.
Gosh, I love those games. Gen 5 was so awesome. And it has the best music as well. Accumula Town. And then you can like find all the little instrumentalists and it changes the music and adds the instrument. It is a gorgeous game.
Kind of funny. I never played Pokemon, but I watched the first movie as a kid. Weirdly enough.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
Pokemon Bobbleding?
It's gotta be between like maybe Porygon or Suwaddle.
Okay. Ooh.
Obviously Pikachu's up there as well. I love Pikachu, but I wanted to say an answer that wasn't him.
Mine.
I'd say mine's
Hey,
probably
not
like
bad. Here's
Greninja
another
or
token.
Garchomp.
Ninja. I'm sorry, that's not a Pokemon.
Yeah. That's
There's one more
that's
vote,
Greninja.
and you're on a roll.
Greninja,
There's
yeah.
a cannon installed on your car for this
I'd say
ride.
my
you're
favorite.
You have to
Greninja,
shoot
so-
balloons too. Are you gonna give it a try?
You've never been Greninja.
You're dead
Yeah,
naming
true.
yourself.
I haven't been Ninja in years.
Watch out for the
I
other
mean,
coasters out there.
You never
It's
were,
a
were you?
crowded
Like you were
track
always.
today.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I could be making up my history, for all we know.
I mean, you could be called Joseph Wharton Brown for all we know. Like,
Okay.
Up to your control there.
Okay. So a funny thing about that, my screen went blank,
Yeah. Saw that. Yeah.
but thankfully the recording's still going.
we can still see you. It's
Oh,
fine.
didn't miss. I just looked at the OBS real quick and I missed that balloon. Great.
Fun.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing I was talking about with this. Like, I think like the fact they have to make you aim at those balloons. Like, you know, I feel like this world would have benefited from that kind of a little more engaged in gameplay like that. You know.
Fireworks.
It's nice that they did have something like it in that spirit, though, I guess. But it was clear that they just wanted to get this Dragon Shores out of the way ASAP.
I mean, they did well considering the time frame.
In terms of like the Spyro games, because I think it's fair to say that a universal problem across the 3 is that, you know, their end game is quite weak. But I'm personally super glad that they put all of their effort and focus in making the actual game as good as it possibly can be.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to choose between one or the other, like, I'm really happy they spent the time making the game wonderful, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it could have been a
It's
very
funny how you say that for, you know, for Spyro, because in the context of Pokemon, a game we were talking about before, many people nowadays are complaining, oh, well, Pokemon's not doing enough, like post-game content. 'Cause it used to be way back when you'd have like the Battle Frontiers and that sort of thing, after you beat the main storyline. But like now, at least my understanding is that the last couple of generations, it's been quite sparse for post-game content, unless, of course, you bought the DLC, which, you never used to have to buy DLC. It used to come pre-packaged into the main
that was the point
content.
of buying two versions. That's sort of what it was back in the day. So you then had to trade the Pokemon, or,
Not so much of a big thing with the internet anymore.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Wow, you're a natural. You've conquered the coast.
Also, very well done, Gin and Juice. You got it.
Thank you. My controller disconnected a little bit, but
Yeah,
we've got that.
Gnaigel.
Gnaigel.
Okay, so we have 10 tokens now.
Gnaigel.
Well, Spyro, it's your lucky
Gned.
day. You've managed to win enough
Gned.
points to enter the
Glaflan.
famous Dragon Shore Stadium.
Glaflanders.
Go on in and enjoy the show.
Gned Climax.
Ned Climax.
Yeah.
Gnymax Theatre. Hey, Marcus.
Oh, we can see
Spyro
the cutscenes
now
again.
Visible in
Yeah, except we have YouTube now, so it renders this whole thing pointless. Woohoo!
Woohoo.
To be fair, when this came out in '99, who was going to anticipate such a thing as YouTube only 6 years later?
I know.
Well, he's gone.
The rate that the internet went in the 2000s is insane.
It is. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. It's
Transformers.
About that movie.
brilliant
theatre,
how much, yeah.
You can skip into it. Like speedrunners tend to skip into it to get all abilities. So I thought that was pretty cool, actually. The fact that it actually has all abilities linked to it.
So.
Oh, epilogue.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think we can get to it.
Oh, here we go.
It might not have all of it because we didn't get the Ripto skill point, but we'll have
Gulp
it.
found a new life at the Society for the Protection of Abused Monsters Petting Zoo. Some of the Earthshapers joined the Fawn Dance troupe in Fracture Hills.
I love that he's doing the splits and the page splits.
Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Good
I'm
attention
not
to
sure if
detail.
that was what they're going for, but yeah.
Good attention to detail, definitely. One of Spyro's friends found a new toy. Who is that? Which dragon is that? Any theories?
Hey, he lost the growth on his head.
But this does.
No, it's
really
still
was a
there. It's
war.
just blending in
Yeah.
with the.
It
I'm
does.
gonna pretend it's not there.
It does confirm that Ripto is not dead.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, his own eyebrows aren't even attached to him, so
Yeah.
True.
how is that necklace still dangling as if he's stood up though? Shouldn't that be going over his face?
See how
Does
That's
gravity
which
just not
dragon that
work
is.
in this?
That looks like one of the earlier dragons. I can't remember his name.
Maybe
I
it's
have
the
the
news
dots
reporter. But I think
Oh,
his colour's different, so.
No, because Bob is one of the dragons we
Delvin.
rescue in. Could be Delvin. No, he's one of the
Delvin
dragons we
too.
rescue in. What's the place? Dark Hollow. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a video essay about it. Sorry,
Subscribe to Bolding and wait to see that.
Thank you.
Hunter's scuba diver in Korea got cut a little short, so he's dead. Is that what we're saying? But he comes back in Spyro
Well, I mean,
3,
he's
so...
114 years old, so he had a good life.
So
no,
this,
he's 4 years old.
this definitely debunks any canon because he comes back in Spyro 3. So this is not canon.
To be fair, that looks like a Robo Shark anyway. If you scroll back,
Possibly.
there's
Possibly,
bolts
but-
on his fins, so.
If you got munched by this guy, it's not going to
No,
just tickle.
No, I think he just had a sprained ankle from rolling around in the metal,
Okay.
because obviously, even if it is a toy or a robot, you can still get injured from it.
Just got
and is
dislocated.
actually no, is that a mine behind him?
No, I think that's
No,
the.
it's one of the
those are
landmines
the-
from
I think those are the
Finding Nemo.
towers. I think those are the towers.
They're the towers from
Fairy towers, yeah.
above
It
the.
looks more like one of the mines from Finding Nemo.
All right, Moneybags swindled the bone builders one time too many. Okay. Agent Zero found some new recruits to train. New game? Agent Zero, Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. Handel
I
and
would
Gretel.
play that spin-off.
Yeah, that would be a cool spin-off. The Ice Builders finally made it to Colossus for the big hockey game. That's nice.
Weren't they
Nice
going
bit of
through
closure there.
Colossus Valley.
The chef finally got to host a hot tub party. And Spyro's there.
Right, but where is he? Because you see in the background, that's where we were like rescuing the turtles. So did they build this in the time we were gone?
Must have done.
Like this platform?
They just did a Spyro
Potentially.
PS1. They just did a Spyro PS1 thing where they got rid of some geometry.
Or actually, no, to be fair, what this could be is this could be the same area, but this background is like sort of, you know, when you get your picture taken at school and they put up like a background and there's clouds on it and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like that, you know.
So we
And
have
maybe
green
what we should
screen
be saying is-
technology.
No, it's not green screen. It's like sort of a background, you know, that you use in photography. And what we should have is like a nightclub logo, like sort of Pop World or whatever in the bottom right corner of that image. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I would say so.
yeah.
Oh, Spyro missed his chance with Laura. Where's
Just
he
as
looking?
well, given the age difference.
I mean, what is Spyro looking at?
No, it doesn't even look like she's going in for a kiss. It just looks like she's going, okay, you know.
Yeah, she's
Maybe
gonna
it's
blow
like-
in his face. Maybe she's gonna spit in his face.
It looks more like she's trying to collect her thoughts, you know, because Spyro's been irritating her the whole ride. Be like, hey, look, a leaf, look, a tree.
Either that, or she's fallen asleep and Spyro is like, really?
Yeah. To be fair, actually, it does look like she's leant back on the heart slightly asleep, yeah.
Well, according to this, Crush isn't dead. Crush decided to pursue higher learning.
Why did this man lose his eyebrows though? That's the thing.
Well, he seems to be a bit off colour.
Everything about him seems off.
I mean, depends how old the Polaroid is.
Yeah.
Spyro was confronted by the black sheep of the herd. Ooh. And they're green.
That's the most detail we see on their faces as well.
Yeah.
That's
Also
really
got
cool to
black
see.
eyeliner on as well for some
I'd
reason.
love to, Julian Juice, because you're an artist, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to see like do sort of like some fan remakes of these pictures as well.
That'll be funny.
Like in sort of like upscale details and stuff. Like yeah, I think
Yeah.
you could do some justice.
If I ever get a chance to, definitely. But I do have a question about this picture. Is that we see the castle there at the angle where we were during the hunter's tutorial, but we have a tree at the side of us and we have green grass underneath us. That's suggesting that it's before we go through the first part of the castle. And I'm like, what was going on here? It looks like they just photobashed.
I am kind of like my headcanon is that these photos were taken sometime after the events of this game to like show, hey, this is what happened next. So I'm quite prepared to believe with Ripto out of the picture, they were able to invest more in their infrastructure and, you know, plant more trees and, you know, like invest in greener energy and stuff like that.
Possibly. That tree could be very tall.
I'm hoping we'll do that when the Tories get out and Labour get in. But...
Okay, and at the end. So
Nice.
I don't know if this means we've seen everything, but it seems so.
We saw most of it.
Yeah.
Saw most of it.
We've
TAC.
seen enough.
We've seen enough. But
It's
yes,
that crucifix where it's the T. But yeah.
just to confirm to everybody, we have 100%ed the game. But we have.
Oh, you just made me lose the game.
I think,
What a way to finish.
Yeah. We didn't get
Well,
all
that's
the
an
skill
old
points, I
meme.
think, but that's okay.
See, I did get Canyon Speedway, Lucas.
Uh,
There we go.
Yeah.
The only
Number
one we
110.
didn't get was Ripto, because it's quite an annoying one. That was it.
Yeah.
And I
Shall-
think
would you like?
bosses as well.
Shall we do a montage of us getting it, or just leave it at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Not a
All
bad
right.
idea.
Here we go. All skill points to show proof that we've 100% of the game. Here we go. Now. All right, so we have definitely 100% of the game. So this is the final episode of X to P, and just before we go out, I will, to cap off all what we were saying about how we were introduced to Spyro, what Spyro means to us, I'll just say a couple of light things, because my story is very short, so it's perfect for this part of the LP. So to start off with how I was introduced to Spyro, we'll look into the distance, the horizon while we do our talk. So I was introduced to Spyro as my first Spyro game. It was the first game I ever played, the Spyro the Dragon one, and I remember my mum coming into the room where she was carrying a stack of PS1 games one night. Had like from her hands all the way up to her chin, she was carrying them and putting them on the table. There was like 20 games there, and I was surprised. And I think that's when we got the PS1. And out of all them, I picked Spyro eventually. I don't know which game I picked first, but it might have been, we might have chosen to do Spyro first. So that's how I got introduced to Spyro, and throughout since then, I've been playing all the Spyro games since they came out, thanks to my dad also being a big fan of Spyro as well. He enjoyed the games, and we all played them as soon as they came out, 1, 2, and 3. But it did go into like me just playing it by myself with occasionally my sisters when it came to Spyro Into the Dragonfly and The Hero's Tale, and then I just played the Legend series by myself. So that's how I was introduced to Spyro. And what Spyro Dragon means to me is like, it's this charming, simple, relaxing game that just gives you the cozy feels, and it has optimal replayability. It doesn't matter how many times I play this, it's still a magical adventure, and I still love everything about the games, even though they do have faults. But I look past all that, and I just see that it's just a magical game, and it's a game that I come to whenever I feel sick or down, having a bad day. It's just always puts a smile on my face and rekindles with me with my childhood and going back to the good old days when things were simple. So yeah, that's what Spyro means to me. It's a game that makes you feel happy even in the darkest times, and yeah, it's just a timeless game, and I'm glad they brought it back in the modern day, and hopefully we'll get a Spyro 4 soon.
I agree.
For sure.
Here.
That was a very good anecdote.
So before we sign off, any closing words from either of you guys?
So there's that like 50 oddities in Spyro thing. Well, rumor has it that I think Crystal Fisher did like tribute to 50 oddities of Spyro, like on his own channel. I don't know if we brought it up in the video at all, but yeah, I wanted to get it out there so it's on record, so that it's at least been mentioned once by someone. Exactly. Yeah. So. No, nothing. Sorry.
That's it.
I've been waiting patiently to make that callback.
How about you, Lucas? Anything you'd like to say?
It was very, very good. LP. This, it was very decidedly different to the average LP. It's swapping between different players, online, different time zones. It's been quite the roller coaster. So, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. And Kiwi Dragon, do you have any things to say?
No, it's been just a very chill experience. It's been great to do this alongside all of you, and yeah, see where we go again in the future.
Awesome, and it's going to be a very bright future.
Crystal Fisher, do you have anything to say?
Hello everybody,
No,
Crystal Vision here.
The jump in Mystic Marsh is really hard.
Spyro 2 is the best, that's all.
Cancelled.
Hello everyone, Crystal Fisher here.
Wow, he's here.
So the reason I can tell he's not here is because he's not drunk any purple sauce. Like,
True.
yeah.
Very true.
Oh yeah. To close.
We're just glossing over that. I love that.
How
Right.
appropriate we bring him up at the end of this, considering his Spyro 2 LP was the first time I ever really knew what the lore, how deep the lore this game could get, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep lore, definitely. Well, to close the whole series 1 of X to Play, we're going to go right back to the beginning. And I'll tell you the plans of what we are keeping in mind for X to Play from this point forward. Glimmer complete, there you go. And so basically, we started off with X2P being an LP channel, but we are going to venture into the territories in terms of this side series on the Square to Charge. It's not all going to be LPs. It's going to be like singular videos as well, where it's all just going to be about us chilling, having a good time, banter, and all that good stuff. We have talked about it before, and I think possibly LPs are going to come back, but we are going to take a small break from this idea and experiment a little further with this series. It'll be really cool to see. So don't miss any of that. But yeah, who knows what we're going to LP next. And we're going to change up some things. This is the pilot of X2P, so things are going to change. As you probably noticed, things have already started changing already if you've been watching throughout this video series. And speaking of which, I hope you all enjoyed, and everybody here, we hope you all enjoyed this journey from Gateway to Glimmer, a Ripto's Rage, Spyro X Spyro Domino Swaz, from the beginning, from Glimmer, all the way to Dragon Shores. And yeah, if you have anything to say in the comments, please, by all means, give this video a like and subscribe to Square to Charge for more racing, more gameplay, more banter, and more of all of us. So, with all that saying, I've been Ginger Juice. And we have had Lucas B.
Yep, I've been Lucas Bolton.
Bobbledink.
Goodbye, YouTube watchers.
And the Kiwi Dragon.
Goodbye, everybody. See you in the next one.
See you guys, and remember, it's Square to Charge, or X to Play.